Hello and welcome, BitMonger family. Monger here. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. I'm starting off my morning in epic fashion. As always, little coffee, little Cincy, and I'm good to go. In today's video, we're going to take a quick look at Bitcoin. And we will see that the whole market is looking for Jerome Powell to make his announcement tomorrow at Jackson Hole. And that's why markets have been dumping. And I think he doesn't come out and say something positive in terms of possibly reducing interest rates. I do expect the market to tumble more. Bitcoin is now testing its lower range, in which I had predicted it might go down to. In fact, it nearly touched it. We'll take a look at that in a second. And we will also be looking today at the two biggest things that I think everybody needs to be looking at in terms of their investments, and that is Bitcoin and AI. If you guys have been following my videos about how I invest and what has helped me massively, and that is investing into disruption. And I think that's the only way that you are most likely going to possibly outgrow inflation. Sure, there's going to be exceptions to the rule, but this is absolutely clear. We can see that the largest magnificent seven in the traditional stock markets, in the S&P, are the 800-pound gorillas. They are what has been driving it up, and in particular AI with NVIDIA. Perhaps you didn't know this, but NVIDIA now has a market cap that's greater than the whole GDP of the UK. That is just mind-boggling, guys. It shows to me that you need to be seriously focused on these assets. One being very scarce hard assets, and then the next one being the disruptors. So when I say hard assets, I'm talking about primarily Bitcoin. If you want to have some allocation to gold, that's okay too. But if you look at the charts, you will see Bitcoin has been outperforming gold at a ridiculous level. Any of the gold bugs that have just been holding gold for years have completely lost their ass compared to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, gold, real estate, those are types of hard assets. But again, if you compare Bitcoin to real estate, in most cases, well, practically in all cases, it has outperformed that as well. So I'm very extremely bullish on Bitcoin in the long term. And so I would say, besides Bitcoin, you want to be involved in AI and Tesla. And we'll be getting into that real soon. So let's take a quick look at Bitcoin and take a look at the chart real fast. We can see it did come all the way down, and it tested right here at 111,958. Go back and watch my videos. You will see that I was saying that it's probably going to come down to around 112, and that's exactly where it's at right now. So all eyes are on Jerome Powell tomorrow. If it dips down further, it could get kind of nasty. Let's take a look at this. This was the previous zone that it broke through earlier. So these were other areas in which I had marked out where it had been holding some very key support levels. And we can see here, I should probably update that other one. I would say I could see it easily coming down into this zone. I think probably here 108 to 105 roughly. That zone could possibly be hit if we come out with some bad news and we see markets dump. But with that noted, Bitcoin has been holding up fairly well, and it did come right down to this point that I had said earlier that I was looking at, where it could come down to. And we can see on the chart here, this was a previous level. This was the previous area in which it broke out from before it went up to $124,000. So very important point right here. Very strong, critical point that was resistance before, and now it's looking like it's flipping into support. If it loses that again, though, I'd be looking to buy in between 108 and 105,000 if things start to get nasty. So yeah, let's get into the next part, and I'm going to tell you guys, I saw a very, very interesting video today from a guy that's super smart, Wharton Business College graduate. He does videos on investing. His name is James. He has a channel, I think the name is Invest Answers. I would listen to this guy. He has been on target, and he's a fabulous resource, guys. Now, remember, it's very important on who you listen to, because every asshole's got an opinion, right? And some opinions matter more than others, right? Facts over feelings, right? I'm sure you guys believe that as well. You want facts over feelings. And some people are fucking way smarter and know a lot more than other people. So it's very important that you listen to a handful of very smart people to try to make decisions. And this guy is one of them. And in his video, he was talking about, let me see if I can pull up these photos. Let's take a look at the potential and how that fits into your investment thesis. Now, Bitcoin is going for money, okay? Bitcoin is going for the bond market, anything that's involved with money. And potentially, Bitcoin could be going for the new global reserve currency, which I believe that's ultimately probably going to happen. It may not just be Bitcoin, it might be a basket of items, but I do believe that is what they're trying to do. And as I mentioned in a video before about U.S. stablecoins and that whole Stablecoin Act, that's the U.S. attempt to keep dominance of the U.S. dollar by making this the main de facto currency for transactions. Just like if you're unaware, I think it's 85% of international trade is done in U.S. dollars, and that's why the dollar is so, the U.S. economy and the dollar is so powerful, because everybody needs to use it for trade. Now, I think with the Stablecoin Act, they're trying to get it to be the de facto currency of Web3, which is coming, guys. And if you're not sure what Web3 is, it's basically the new internet, the layer of finance inside internet, and it is decentralized. Because when it's centralized, you have a point of failure. When it's decentralized, you have many points, less chance of failure, and the technology is there. So that's where that's going. Anyways, let's go into looking at the TAMs. The TAM, again, is the total addressable market. And we're going to be looking at the total addressable market of Bitcoin and the total addressable market of AI. And basically, this is a screenshot that I took from the guy that I mentioned earlier, James. The guy does amazing research. He has a team of researchers that work for him, and he gives out this information for free, guys. So I suggest you check him out. So here, the red portion here is Bitcoin, okay? This is the total addressable market in terms of dollar value on which it could potentially replace or disrupt. This blue bar here is AI. The labor markets, all of that, robotics, transport, ride-hailing, all of that. It is huge, guys. Some analysts, believe that this is going to be bigger than any of the other technological revolutions. So think about fire, think about the wheel, think about factories, and the impact that had, the Industrial Revolution. Think about the automobile, the telephone, TV, internet. It's going to be more disruptive than all of those. So it's something that we need to be very focused on, guys. We need to be allocating in there. And I do think Tesla's the answer. Why do I think Tesla's the answer? Because they got their fingers in everything, guys. They got their fingers in fully self-driving vehicles. They got it thoroughly tapped into with Grok and AI. The amount that they've already invested into it is just huge. Then they have the energy storage and how energy is going to play a major role. We're going to need huge amounts of energy, guys, to power all this computing. And then you have the whole robotics aspect, and that is just it's mind-boggling, guys, on how big it could be. So let's look at the other thing that we had here, and that is the long-term impact. So we can see here, this is another slide from James. Bitcoin could reach 10 to 20 trillion in value if adopted as the global reserve asset, but that's a store of value, not a GDP increase. Bitcoin is bigger in terms of uniqueness, because it is unique. There's only one type of Bitcoin. And potential is neutral global money. Remember, neutral is important because it's not controlled by any sovereign nation state. It is absolutely global. In the next section here, AI will add 15 to 20 trillion to global GDP by 2030. It will scale faster than any, like I said earlier. AI is far bigger in terms of raw economic size and GDP contribution. So guys, it is very important that you be allocated into both. Other picks that I also like, of course, I like NVIDIA. I also like Taiwan Semiconductor, and of course Tesla. So I'm putting, my bets there. Trying to think of the other one that Facebook, I think, is also interesting, and that's primarily due to the fact that they have just invested massively into their AI team. I mean, he's paying some guys $100 million a year to be working on this. He completely fired the whole team of his that was working on AI from him before, and it's funny. It showed a picture of the team before and then the team that he's got now, and the first team was like all these, blue-haired type people, and the new team is just a bunch of Asian guys. I think shit's going to get accomplished quickly, and he's very serious about it. So anyways, there you have it, guys. I would be looking at investing in both Bitcoin and AI and being very patient. I think within the next 5 to 7 years, we will see some huge growth. In terms of Tesla stock, if you're planning on living in Southeast Asia, I would have a goal of trying to get at least 100 shares. If you don't have it yet, that would be on my radar. And of course, trying to get a little bit of Bitcoin if you don't have any yet. And if you're going to get Bitcoin, I would just buy it through Coinbase if you're not tech savvy, or buy even better, just buy the ETF, because that way it's safer. I think Coinbase now is FDIC insured as well, so you don't need to be that geeky. You can just buy it there and hold it there. I kind of like the stock myself, or the ETF I should say, and that's just because I'm paranoid about being kidnapped. That's where I put my Bitcoin, so I can't get jacked and have it extorted off me. They can't steal my fucking shares, right? Up to you guys. Depends on what you want to do, but there you have it. Hope you're all doing well, and monger on.